NFL fans, welcome back to a brand new episode of the J All Day Show. In today's episode, we're going to preview Week 3 Survivor picks for all you guys. I have 7 entries left for this 2024 season. I'm really excited to talk to you guys about these games. It was a crusher amount of games last week that kind of didn't go our way, but luckily we avoided most of them. We got through with the Chiefs game and the Texans by the skin of our teeth, but we did lose a couple entries with that Raiders beating the Ravens in the fourth quarter. That was a killer for us, but I got some great picks for you guys today. I'm going to preview all the games and let you know what games I'm circling for Week 3. Let's get into it. All right, NFL fans, when I'm looking at what teams I want to pick for Survivor, I always want to avoid division games. That's why even though it's a 6-point spread with the Jets and the Patriots I think are going to make this game a little bit closer. Division games I always want to avoid. So this Patriots-Jets game, I have no interest at all tonight. Denver Broncos at Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I do love the Buccaneers in this spot. The Broncos are dealing with more injuries on the offensive line. So this is definitely a game I am circling as we get closer to this weekend. Cleveland Browns at the Giants. This is another big line, but I don't really trust Deshaun Watson. I really think that they're going to win this game, right? And if you want to take a flyer on the Browns, this is probably the spot to do it because they're at home. The defense played pretty good last week. I don't expect the Giants to score a lot of points, right? That's why the over-under is only at 38.5. So this is a game I'm thinking about, but I'm not 100% confident. This Eagles-Saints game, I really don't want anything to do with. The same thing with the Chargers and the Steelers. We've got two of the best defenses in the NFL. It's all going to come down to who makes mistakes and who doesn't. Whoever wins the turnover battle will win this game, in my opinion. I'm leaning towards the Steelers, but for Survivor, I don't really have a lot of interest in it. The next game, another game that doesn't really interest me from Survivor at all, is the Texans versus the Vikings. Two pretty good teams. Two probably top 10 teams, in my opinion. The Vikings been playing really well. We have to keep an eye on the injuries, right? Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison both banged up. I think Jefferson is a quad and Addison's an ankle. So those lower extremity injuries are always a concern for wide receivers. So we have to keep an eye on that as we get closer and closer to kickoff. The Texans are a really good team, but they didn't play too great against a mediocre Bears team last week. So on the road, playing in Minnesota is always tough. I'm not really into that game. Packers at the Titans. I told you guys this line would start to come down. It was already at 3, and now it's at 2. There are rumors that Jordan Love could be potentially playing in this game. I like them either way. I think they beat the Titans either way. The Titans just don't look good. There's a lot of conflict going on between quarterback Will Levis and the head coach. I'm out on this game. There's some big lines this week, and there's some really, really close lines, right? So if you're interested in who I'm actually picking for my 7 entries, make sure you join my memberships. Every single Friday, I give you guys all my Survivor picks. I give you all my bets. I give you some extra daily fantasy picks for DraftKings, all for my members. 3 videos every week just exclusively for members each and every Friday. So if you're interested in that kind of thing, check it out in the description below. Bears, Colts, I'm out on this game. I don't want anything to do with it at all. It could go either way. The Raiders are definitely in play because the Carolina Panthers are now switching their quarterback. Andy Dalton is the guy now. No more Bryce Young. But the Raiders have been up and down so far this year, but taking a flyer on every team that plays the Panthers is not a bad idea. Miami Dolphins, Skylar Thompson's going to be the quarterback. No Tua. They put him on IR. He's going to be out for at least 4 weeks. Seahawks at home. Always tough to play the Seahawks at home. I'm not jumping at, betting this game really, but the Seahawks are definitely interesting to me. But remember, Miami still has a ton of weapons at the running back position, and the Seattle Seahawks offensive line scares me a little bit. All right, let's move on to the 49ers at the Rams. Okay, we got injuries on the 49ers side of the ball. No Deebo Samuel, no Christian McCaffrey, but Juwan Jennings and Brandon Ayuk are there. Kittle's still there. They have that really good backup running back who's still there. Top 5 running back in the NFL so far. The Rams are super banged up. Their whole offensive line is in shambles. All their stars are pretty much on the PUP list, on IR. It's crazy. No Cooper Kupp. No Puka Nacua. The 49ers are definitely in play for me in Survivor this week. Lions at the Cardinals. Another game I don't want to touch with a 10-foot pole. The Lions, they haven't played great so far. 2 games in, they haven't looked like world beaters. Maybe that starts to trend in their way this week, playing a tough Cardinals team, playing in Arizona. The Cardinals blew out the Rams last week, so that offense can put up some points, especially with playing the Lions, whose secondary is not too good, right? So another game I'm not really interested in. Ravens, Cowboys, that's a coin flip game. Coin flip games I'm out on. I don't know who has the edge on this game. Both teams really underperformed last week. So who's going to step up in week 3? I really don't have a dog in that fight. Chiefs at the Falcons. Another game I'm not clamoring to bet with my Survivor picks, right? The Chiefs just lost starting running back Isaiah Pacheco for 8 weeks with a broken fibula. That's going to be a huge loss for them because Pacheco is a dog. But they still have Travis Kelce, Rashee Rice, Xavier Worthy. Mahomes should be able to make it work, but that defense has really underperformed. They're really missing L'Jarius Sneed, who is now with the Titans. And the Falcons had that great come-from-behind win over my Eagles last week, so they have some juice and some momentum. They're playing at home, Chiefs on the road. I don't love this spot for sure. Here's a game I'm definitely circling, the 2 Monday night games. The Buffalo Bills. Right, I really like the Bills in this spot. The Jaguars have not looked good at all. Ed Oliver, the D lineman for the Bills, has been a monster. The offensive line for Trevor Lawrence and the Jaguars has not been good. Their D line's pretty good, but Josh Allen's pretty good at getting the ball out, and they're going to want to run the ball a lot against this front, so that's going to mitigate a lot of this pass rush. I like the Buffalo Bills in this spot. And the Commanders at the Bengals. This is a huge line in another game that scares me. This is a tough week for Survivor, guys. That's why you got to join my memberships and check out what teams I'm actually picking. I think the Commanders are live dogs in this. The Bengals have not particularly played well. They're 0-2. So who's going to go to 0-3? Is it going to be the Ravens or the Bengals, or do they both get their first wins of the year? The Commanders have looked decent. Not good, not mediocre, just decent, right? They're probably going to be a 6-ish win team this year. But I like what Dan Quinn's doing. Jaden Daniels, they're putting him in a position to be successful and not turn the ball over a lot. And the Bengals just don't look good. They look unspirited. Joe Burrow looks like a shell of himself. So I'm not jumping at the 7.5 point line. So that's my initial thoughts on the Survivor picks this week. So if you're interested in Survivor stuff, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. And let me know who you're taking in your Survivor pools or what teams you're circling. I would love to know in the comments below. I appreciate you guys tuning in, and we'll catch you on the next video. Peace!